News Update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun power.
This is a 7 a.m. Barbados Today update for Tuesday, February the 4th, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. We begin this morning on a word of warning to parents and students. It's coming from Education Minister Ronald Jones, who said in an address last night that the days of school children joyriding on public transport for free are numbered. He says Barbados is paying a high price for education and is spending over $6 million on the free bus ride regime.
I hope with the support of Cabinet coming soon, we're going to give you a deadline when you can take the public transportation system. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay.
And there's yet another warning that the worsening economic challenges in the country will have a direct impact on crime. Local police crime scenes specialist Sergeant Christine Husbands says lawmen must continue to sharpen their skills to deal with the anticipated increase in illegal activities. Husbands was addressing the opening ceremony of a crime scene first responders course organized by the Regional Security System Training Institute. Also addressing that ceremony was RSS Director of Training Assistant Commissioner Yvonne Alexander, who says the volatile environment has forced her agency to change the focus of its training.
The vision is to build a foundation of excellence through standardized training, and our mission is to enable the continuous development of the security sector through learning, professional conduct, and standards. Securing and, more importantly, maintaining the integrity of a crime scene is critical in ensuring the successful investigation, detection, and prosecution of the crime. The challenge is therefore to have sufficiently trained individuals such that we can ensure that every first responder to any crime scene have the requisite knowledge and skills to secure and maintain the integrity of that scene, thereby maintaining or maximizing the potential of a successful investigation and the possible detection and prosecution of the perpetrator.
Dismissed public sector workers are being offered free financial advice. Republic Bank Barbados Limited has opened the financial care unit to help customers as well as non-members. Senior Manager in the Risk Retail and Special Credit Unit, Carlos Brathwaite, says such advice is needed at this time.
So that's where we differ a little bit. So rather than attaching the unit to our normal debt recovery units, we want to be separate because we have a different method of dealing in this crisis. We cannot be as harsh as bankers, essentially. So we are adding now the soft touch. All organizations in this economy need to assist customers. The fact of the matter is, customers, especially government employees, really were good to us. And now it is their difficult time. We are of the view, very strongly so, that we must assist these customers. And that is the difference.
And Barbadians won't be affected by an information exchange agreement that will soon be signed between this country and the United States. That's the word from International Business Minister Donville Innes, who says the way is now clear for the negotiations to begin on the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, FATCA.
FATCA should have no effect on Barbadians who are living, maintaining bank accounts, and working here, and who are not deemed to be U.S. taxpayers. However, the U.S. government and the IRS will perform a reciprocal exercise for Barbadian taxpayers who maintain accounts with U.S. financial institutions. It should be noted, however, that while the IGA has to be concluded no later than June 30th, 2014, Barbados will have at least until September 30th, 2015 to ensure that all matters needed to operationalize FATCA, including the passage of legislation, are in place.
FATCA requires all foreign financial institutions in the country to report on financial accounts held by U.S. taxpayers or companies. In sports, Kirk Edwards is not being victimized. That assertion from Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Cricket Association, Rollins Howard, after the Barbadian was expelled from the national team competing in the Nabisco-sponsored Super 50 tournament in Trinidad and Tobago. Howard says the board is not picking on the 29-year-old who returned to the country on Sunday. The West Indies Players Association, or WIPA, which is seeking legal advice on Edwards' behalf, has said that the cricketer was sent home over the refusal to sign a document agreeing that his match kit would have served him for 2 years.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
In the region, one person has been locked up following a protest in Barbados over the non-payment of wages and salaries. Lawman say the man was involved in a confrontation with protesters who have not been paid for months. About a quarter of the nearly 500 Barbados council workers took part in the protest. Internationally now, severe damage is being reported in several coastal towns in southwest England following fresh flooding. Authorities say business has been disrupted and road and rail links have been severed. Thousands of hectares of land remain underwater in at least one area. And that's the 7 a.m. update. Join us again at noon. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, and like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Stay tuned. The Business Minute is up next with Vic Fernandes.
The Business Minute is brought to you by...
To my people out there working hard to expand your horizons, chasing a flawless dream. Keep your eyes on the prize and we don't look back. It's forward thinking, on to the new stuff. It's time to lay bricks on the foundation of your future.
Get set with Signia to be sure. The world will be yours. Take you to exceptional, incredible new heights. And get set with Signia.
Signia, quality solutions for your financial needs.
This is the Barbados Today Business Minute for Tuesday, February 4th, 2014. I'm Vic Fernandes. Businesses indirectly affected by public sector layoffs are getting a bit of a reprieve from one local bank. Managing Director of Republic Bank Barbados Limited, Ian D'Souza, says that financial institution has been working with its corporate customers as government begins its own downsizing exercise, which may lead to falls in revenue and profitability for those companies.
With 3,000 people being laid off, that of course is going to result in a contraction in the economy. And with that contraction, we find that local businesses are going to experience a contraction in revenue and profitability. So on the corporate commercial side of our business, we are also working very, very closely with customers who may need to have their debt profiles adjusted. And in similar fashion, we will be doing things like consolidations, extending longer terms for repayment of loans.
Barbados will be added to the list of destinations for the leisure carrier service Air Canada Rouge. Zaina Gideon, Vice President of Sales and Distribution at Air Canada, says the service is scheduled to start this summer with 2 flights on the weekends. Still with tourism, the Inter-American Development Bank says Barbados needs to do more to grow the sector, and it's willing to help. The IDB says it's willing to provide financing and technical support to help the island diversify through new markets like Brazil and other Latin American countries. And now for today's financial tip. An important strategy for reducing the overall cost of your dream home is to save up and apply a larger down payment upfront. You'll have to borrow less from the bank and therefore incur less interest charges. That's been the Barbados Today Business Minute. Join us again on Thursday. Until then, you can get more business and news by logging on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribing to our e-paper, and liking us on Facebook. I'm Vic Fernandes.
The Business Minute is brought to you by...
To my people out there working hard to expand your horizons, chasing a flawless dream. Keep your eyes on the prize and we don't look back. It's forward thinking, on to the new stuff. It's time to lay bricks on the foundation of your future.
Get set with Signia to be sure. The world will be yours. Take you to exceptional, incredible new heights. And get set with Signia.
Signia, quality solutions for your financial needs.